Hey, good evening, everyone. It is 7:02 p.m. and I hereby call to order the March 2025 meeting of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have some firsts and some lasts tonight, and one of our firsts is we would have a new village clerk, and we want to welcome Clerk Chris Cleveland to Team Tivoli. Chris is no stranger to the village of Tivoli, or even to working for the village, and was our deputy clerk some years back. So welcome back. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
And now we'll put you to work. Could we please have your first clerk's report, please?
Yes. So my first clerk's report, we sold 464 trash tags this month. We did 2 payrolls by Bonnie, or by Treasurer Bonnie Day did 2 payrolls, not we. The Deputy Clerk Bonnie Day assisted with 1 meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals on March 3rd. And the annual village election was held yesterday, which is the biggest news. Tuesday, March 18th, and that was from noon to 9. So we had 100 voters that came out. 3 were actually absentees, so we had 97 voters that came out. And Emily Major received 98 votes for mayor. Big landslide. Peter Valdino received 92 for trustee. And Bill Schilling also received 92 votes for trustee. And there were 2 write-ins for mayor. One was for Lisa Schwartzbaum, and one was for Jose Malares. And that's all.
Thank you, Clerk Cleveland, very much for that. Congratulations and thank you to the newly elected mayor and the returning incumbent trustees. It's great to have such good people willing to serve the community, so congrats to everybody. And thank you to the voters who came out. It's always, I have this conversation every year in a village election because they are so rarely, if ever, contested, and people say, well, I don't need to come out and vote. As soon as the first vote happens, blah, blah, blah. That's not the point. There's more to voting than beating the other person. I think of it as a little contract between that citizen and their elected representatives. And it's important for those who serve, who even are not in a competitive race, to know that people are engaged, that they're paying attention, and that they're coming out to support you. Hopefully that they're appreciating that there are people in our community who will choose to serve, because clearly they're not lining up to take these high-paying but very important jobs. And so it's always great when we see those kinds of numbers. 97 people plus 300 is pretty good, so that's great. Trustees, in our binders we have 2 sets of minutes. We have the February 19th board meeting minutes and the February 26th public hearing minutes. You've had a chance to review those. At this time, is there a motion to accept both sets of minutes? Okay, and so second. Okay, so the minutes moved to be approved by Trustee Mangieri and seconded by Trustee Baldino. All in favor? Aye. Okay, next we have our monthly treasurer's report. I want to thank Treasurer Day. This month, out of the general fund, we spent $66,032.05. And out of the capital fund, we spent $11,687.50 for a grand total of $77,719.55. $77,719.55. Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report? And a second?
Second.
That was the deputy mayor, followed by Trustee Schilling. All in favor? Aye. Is there a motion to pay the bills, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
That was Mangieri, followed by Baldino. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Moving on to a zoning report. Trustee Schilling, please.
Okay, and the building permits reviewed, 7. Building permits issued, 4. 0 complaints, 0 complaints investigated. Zoning property maintenance violations, 1, 0 appearance tickets. Municipal searches, 4, inspections, 9.
Thank you very much, Bill. I hope the public had a chance to pick up a copy of the agenda on the way in, but at this time we invite public comment on only on our agenda items, which I will read through quickly. We are authorizing the purchase of a wood chipper. We have an execution of a rider to the Panda IMA. We have 2 task orders from Ty and Bond, Order 5A and Order number 7. Shortly we will be presented with the tentative budget, and we're going to have a motion to set a public hearing on that budget. Are there any comments from the public at this time?
Not about that.
Very good. Or at the end of our meeting, you can talk to us about anything you want. So, all right, trustees, we're going to go right into it. We have a resolution authorizing the purchase of a used wood chipper. This is a 1994 wood chipper that has been in the possession of the town of Red Hook and our friends at the town. We're looking to part with it, and Tivoli doesn't have a wood chipper, and we certainly need one. So they're giving us a nice price. We know it's been well maintained, and we would like to buy it for the village. The guys really need a chipper. So, is there a motion to authorize this purchase?
I'll move.
That was Trustee Baldino. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Trustee Mangieri. Any discussion? We'll do a roll call vote, please. Deputy Mayor Major.
Aye.
Trustee Baldino.
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri.
Aye.
And Trustee Schilling.
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Thank you to Superintendent Teresa Burke and Supervisor McKeon and the rest of the town council. That's going to be put to good use here in the village of Tivoli. Next, we have a resolution authorizing the execution of a rider to the Intermunicipal Cooperation Agreement regarding Public Access Northern Dutchess Area, INC, affectionately known around here as Panda. Yes. So every so often we have to readopt everything. This is kind of a housekeeping. We went over this in our workshop. Just for those who are interested, the breakdowns for subscribers and percentage of the cost of this service. There are 1,089 subscribers in the town of Red Hook, which is 29.5%. There are 1,007 subscribers in the town of Rhinebeck, which is 27.2%. 507 in Red Hook Village, which is 13.7%. 853 in Rhinebeck Village, which is 23.1%. And 241 in the little village of Tivoli, which is 6.5%. So the total number of subscribers are 3,697. And the municipal share is based upon an updated 2025 Panda budget of $96,000. And we're always grateful that Panda is here filming our meetings and a couple of our special events throughout the year, and it's always great to work with them. So we're happy to keep supporting this wonderful community organization. Is there a motion to authorize the execution of the rider?
I'll move.
And a second?
Second.
That was Deputy Mayor Major, followed by Trustee Mangieri. A roll call, please. Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Okay, we're gonna go from TV to
TV?
flooding,
Oh.
drainage, television. There you go.
No.
We, in the village of Tivoli, have been aware for a number of years that we have our infamous 99+% clay soils. And as residents have known, because they've been involved, we've done a series of drainage studies in the last few years in the Tivoli Acres area and also in the Montgomery Street and Faroe area. We're continuing to try and get ahead of the certain increase in the frequency and severity of storms with the climate crisis, and get this community ready to deal with that. So we have here 2 task orders with one of our engineering firms, Ty and Bond. These are both under grants that Ty and Bond helped us win last summer. One grant was to study the Broadway culvert over here in front of Plain Hall, the former St. Sylvia's, through which all of the water in Tivoli Acres must pass. That's an old county culvert, and we have reason to think it's perhaps undersized, perhaps has some strange angles in it, which don't allow for good flow. So we applied for a grant with Time Bond's help to win that, to study that. So this is to let them start studying it. This is task order 5A, and at this time I would ask if there is a motion to authorize the task order.
I'll move.
As Trustee Baldino, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I hope you find something good in there.
Yeah, it could be some bicycles or shopping carts or things like that, so. Is there a, let's see, let's go with a roll call, please. Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. We look forward to working with Time Bond on that one. And the next one is Faroe Avenue Drainage Improvement Construction Documents. We know that we've seen tremendous flooding over on northern Montgomery Street in the Faroe area. Faroe currently has no storm sewer infrastructure at all. It's been studied. There's a real opportunity if adding a storm sewer to Faroe, taking it to Montgomery, and then tying it into Spring Street to actually take all that water out of there, which is going to be tremendous for the residents who've been working with us the last couple of years. We won a very large grant on that one. I believe it was 720 or so, 720,000. And just to remind folks, that grant funding was only available to climate smart communities. And so we also sort of had to take a detour, form a climate smart communities task force, who did an amazing job and got us the certification in about an 18-month period. And then we tried as a newly certified bronze community to win this grant, and we won it on the first time. Amazing, wonderful. So this task order will cause them to actually do a survey of the area and create construction documents and then to construct it. So we may be able to have a storm sewer in that area this fall, or at probably the latest spring of 26. Should be tremendous.
Yeah,
So.
that'd be great.
All right, do we have a motion to authorize task order number 7?
So moved.
All right, second?
Second?
I thought you would want that one, Bill. That's good, I'm glad you did take it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we want to thank the residents over there and in the whole village for their patience while we try and work on this. We know it's really critical, and we all know Tivoli's small, we don't have a lot of money, so it's all about winning these grants, which we've been able to do, and I think residents understand how much we're working to try and get ahead of this stuff, so. A roll call, please. Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Okay. Villages are required by state statute to prepare a tentative budget by the 20th of March each year. That is prepared by the budget officer, which has been a role I have had while also being mayor, and I got my tentative budget into the clerk yesterday, 2 days early, and then the clerk has to present it to the village board by the 20th. So here we are on the 19th, and I would like to invite Clerk Cleveland to please present the tentative budget for the 25-26 year to the Board of Trustees.
You should have trumpets.
Thank you.
Great.
I'll pull my own trumpet out of the closet from high school.
Oh, good. Bring that
Next year, Jeff.
next
Probably
year.
find one on
Thank you.
YouTube and play it.
Thank you.
Early on time.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Cleveland. I'm pleased to say that I think this is a good budget, and fortunately, due to some personnel changes and some other opportunities, I don't believe that the village board is going to have to raise taxes in the coming year, which is an agonizing thing every year. In the 10 years that I've been mayor, this will be the second time that there's no tax increase. The tax increases are always relatively small. We've always stayed under the tax cap. But this would be great to not raise taxes. Always nice. And of course, it's a good time for me to remind residents that in January of 26 or perhaps 27, it could be as soon as 26, they're going to see on their town of Red Hook tax bill, which comes in January, that $1,200 sewer assessment. So with that effectively being an additional tax on this community, we are even more committed to trying to keep the rest of the taxes flat. So, we have had the tentative budget presented, and we need to set a public hearing on this tentative budget. We're going to choose Wednesday, April 9th at 6 p.m. That's the village board workshop. This budget will be posted on the website tomorrow morning. Hard copies are available at the clerk's office if people want to review it. And we'll have a public hearing on the 9th of April. If I can get a motion, a second, and we vote. Is there a motion to set the public hearing on the tentative budgets for the 25-26 fiscal year for April 9th at 6 p.m.?
Move.
That's Trustee Baldino. Is there a second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Major, and I want to thank you for sitting by my side and even doing some of the data entry on this so that you can get comfortable with what
It was good quality.
the next budget officer is going to have to do.
Yeah.
So, smooth transfer of power is what we're all about, right?
Yes, yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we're going to have a public hearing on the budget on April 9th at 6 o'clock. The next board meeting will be held Wednesday, April 16th at 7 p.m., preceded by a workshop at 6 p.m. here at the historic Watts de Peyster Hall. And we have our regular workshop on April 9th at 6. Moving into trustee reports, Trustee Schilling.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to say, I wanted to thank the fire department, first of all, for putting the election notification up on the board and for hosting the elections last night. I know they had a bunch of training going on at the same time last night, but everything was ran smooth, and thank you.
Very nice, great. Trustee Baldino.
I will read the court report for this month of February. The total money collected and remitted to the state comptroller, we had $1,000 in fines, $25 in surcharge, 0 in civil fees, for a total of $1,025.
Thank you, Trustee Baldino. Trustee Mangieri.
For the police report, for the month of February, there was a total of 9 incidents. And there was 5 uniform traffic tickets issued and no parking tickets or arrests.
Wow.
0 parking
Wow.
tickets.
No parking tickets. Let's see, the winter parking ordinance ends April 1st. So you still shouldn't be parking overnight tonight, even though we're not expecting much snow.
It's happening.
Okay, I can't wait to say this. Deputy Mayor and Mayor-elect Emily Major.
Oh, that sounds weird.
You only have to appear that one for 18 words.
Right, right. Yeah, I guess the big news is ticks. I pulled 20 off the dog this morning. So if you go out in the woods, just wear a hazmat suit and
Flamethrower.
carry a flamethrower, and just be aware of that. Great things going on at the library as always, and that's it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. But the reorganizational meeting in April, the 16th. Please come. It'll be fun, and everybody gets reappointed, and I'll do a little speech of sorts, and I can promise that there will be cake and other festive things. And I just want to say to my buddy Joel, it has been a pleasure being your deputy all these years.
Done a great job.
Yeah.
Shake your hands again. That's
Can we expect a continuation of the citizen awards?
Yeah, I think we will continue. There's a lot of traditions in the village that I look forward to upholding in the
Excellent.
Citizen Awards Week.
We still have some blank tags on those
We need to
award
fill up
flags
those
out there,
plaques,
so
yeah. They look,
we paid for them, so
yeah.
get them engraved.
Let's do that.
There's so many people that make the village work, and it's always really fun to recognize them. That's always been my favorite part of the reorgs, and I think you'll find it to be the same for you. It's a lot more fun than giving your address
Right, yeah, that's
or writing
terrifying.
it. Well, thank you, Mayor-elect. I appreciate that. So the Department of Public Works, the guys have been doing a great job addressing our obligation to maintain the drainage easement through the Tivoli Acres area. They've been up there a number of times in the last few weeks all the way up by Elizabeth Drive, by the condominiums, and removing all the cattails and muck from the drainage swale so that it can flow properly. And also, hot on their agenda will be filling the many potholes that have shown up after our long, severe winter. I think there are more around the village than I've seen in years. We've had a couple mild winters, really. So they are planning to get to those in early April as soon as the asphalt plants are open. So thank you for your patience and be careful driving. There are a couple of doozies out there, and we put a cone, at least in the worst one, on Montgomery Street.
Yeah. That's a beaut.
Yeah. And I started to say that we had some firsts, and we have a last, and this is in fact the last time, barring a unforeseen emergency meeting in the next 18 days, that I will preside as mayor at these meetings. I think technically it's called president of the Board of Trustees. So I think since joining the board in 2011, I did some rough math. I think this is about 420 board meetings, which is an amazing number. But I remember seeing Supervisor Sue Crane when she retired after 12 years on the town board. Either she or a family member spat out the number of how many board meetings that was, and I thought, good grief. But going all the way back to 2011, I was 36 and now I'm 50. It's really been what I've done with my adulthood thus far, and I just want to say a couple things about that. I feel so blessed that I'm born and raised in Tivoli, and I grew up here, and this village, this community was so good to me my whole life, as a kid, as a young person, as a young adult. And getting to actually serve on the board, and eventually, never thought so, but become mayor, and then for as long as I have, has just been such a tremendous experience. It's given me a chance to give back to Tivoli, and I just love this place so much, and I hope that has come through in the service I've given. I want to remember our amazing sesquicentennial that we did. I think that was the highlight of my time. Getting through the pandemic certainly was a lot, and the furnace crisis of November, December 24, that was a doozy. I've gotten to work with so many consultants, county officials, state officials, everyone on this board and all your predecessors. Getting to serve in local government is amazing. And all those faceless bureaucrats you're always hearing about, they're incredible Americans. I can't tell you, being a tiny village and a green mayor, and you call someone at the county and say, I need help. And they help you. They're there to help, and they do. It's just tremendous. I mean, it gives me a lot of faith and appreciation for the Republic. It's a big deal. I also want to say on a very personal note that when I lost my mother suddenly and unexpectedly, November 8th, 2020, in my fourth term, I can't think of a better place for me to have been situated than at the center of this community, and the degree to which my fellow Tivolians rallied around me and took care of me during that. I don't think I could have gotten through it all without y'all. So I will always be so grateful for that. I am really looking forward to the next chapter of my life, and also the next chapter of Tivoli. I think that I can't tell you my relief and my joy in leaving this village in your capable hands, and with our re-elected board members. I've always worried, gee, what happens next, but Tivoli's been here for 152 years, so it'll keep going. But I'm able to leave feeling very comfortable about I could not pay attention for a little while and things are gonna be just fine. So that's a nice feeling. So yeah, I got 18 more days to work hard, but just in case I never get to talk to y'all from this platform again, a lot of people have asked. I'm gonna still be around. I'm gonna still be involved. I'm eager to run the children's camp in August and show up at the reorg and enjoy some Tivoli community days and also just get to kind of hang out downtown in a way I haven't gotten to in 10 years. Because when people stop with their concerns, I'm going to refer them to my successor. So heads up. So thank you all for having me. Thanks, Tivoli. At this time, is there any public comment? Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
You're the only public.
You're the only
Sarah.
public.
You gotta be-
Public loves you, and we're very grateful to have had you as our mayor.
Well,
And
thank you.
it's-
I would.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun officiating your marriage. Right back at you. So, all right. Well, with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay, second?
Second.
Okay, we'll give it to the deputy mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Rest easy, buddy, but I'm keeping you on speed dial.
7:29, we are adjourned. Thank you. The red one?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll give them that for a call.
Yeah.